Good morning and welcome to the Walking in the Supernatural podcast. I am Onosiboje. This morning, the Spirit of God would like me to share these words with you. These words are very instructive and very timely. The Spirit of God would want me to talk to you about decision points. Decision points. Every day of our lives, we're faced with decisions. We get to decision points, and these decisions are critical to where we head in life. These decision points are vital to living a successful life and fulfilling God's purpose for our lives or not. The Bible is replete with scriptures of people and the decision points they got to and the choices they made at that decision point. The Bible tells us about Adam in the book of Genesis, how he and his wife were at a decision point, and the choice they made affected their future. It affected where they landed because they heeded the voice of the devil. The voice of the devil sounded nice. It sounded attractive. But it was not the voice of God. My dear brothers and sisters listening to me today, before every decision point, God speaks. God gives an instruction. God gives guidance before every decision point in our lives. How many times have we found ourselves at a decision point and we do not listen for the voice of God? God is always speaking. Question is, are we listening? God had given a clear, concise instruction to Adam about the fruit in the garden. His voice had spoken. But Adam listened to another voice. And you know where it ended mankind. The Bible tells us about Saul. God gave Saul very specific instructions about the Amalekites. God asked him to wipe out that race. Specific instructions. And Saul went to battle and won the battle. He was at a decision point. He forgot the voice of God. He went after the voice of his flesh and the voice of people around him. And what did he do? He made the wrong choice. As a result, he lost control over the kingdom. What has God said to you? And what exactly are you doing? Are they the same? Even today, as you hear the sound of my voice, thoughts will come to your heart about key decision points in your life. Those choices you have made. Would you say you heeded the voice of God before you made those choices? My dear brothers and sisters, be like Jesus, who God had announced, "This is my beloved Son in whom I'm well pleased," when the voice of the devil showed up in the wilderness and questioned him. He was at a decision point, but Jesus chose to follow the word of the Lord. "It is written," said Jesus. Jesus decided to go with the voice of God rather than the contrary voice. Think on these things. Let God's voice and God's word be final authority in your life. Before making any decision from today onwards, listen to the voice of the Spirit. Don't do anything of value without hearing what thus says the Spirit of God. Think on these things. God bless you.